Sora, the new AI video model by OpenAI, how is it trained?
That's the base of the controversy.
The problem started when Elon Musk wanted OpenAI to become a part of Tesla,
The genie is out of the bottle now.
Claude 3, which is a huge thing.
You will get 50x more valuable or productive with this. An AI agent is at par with a very smart intern. Will the government step in and take any action against the use of AI?
Hi everyone, how are you?
I
Hello, hello.
good.
Back after a long
So
time.
what's up? Yeah, yeah, it's been a while, but it's been a busy couple of weeks, I think, in the world of AI as well. What's
Right.
going on? What's going on, Surur?
Like it's been an amazing 2 weeks, I guess. A lot of things happening in the AI world with related to like OpenAI and new models being launched, new products being launched on AI. So yeah, very happening. I guess
New
we will
fights
discuss a lot
happening, new controversies happening.
of yes, controversy is a part of everything.
So
So,
which is the latest one? I think Meera Murati is the latest one.
So yeah,
are you trained on publicly available data?
I don't know.
No, but I think if you are the CTO of one of the biggest companies in the world in AI, I think that's your job. But anyway, I believe,
Yeah, this
yeah, if
one.
you guys have seen the video, so she was asked, she's, by the way, the CTO of OpenAI, and she was the interim CEO when Sam Altman was removed. So she was asked that, uh, like, how was Sora, the new AI video model by OpenAI, how is it trained?
yeah,
So she said, we trained it on uh, license data from public sources. So when she was talked about, specifically asked about whether it was trained on YouTube and Instagram, well, her reaction says it all. I mean, it is like you don't pause there, right? What do you guys think she was trying to do? Like, I mean, why do you think she paused?
So I guess the legal team didn't brief her enough.
yeah. Probably she didn't want to say anything that she might be caught up for later, right? So she took a pause. She tried to think of something that she could answer that in an efficient way, but she couldn't just get anything. So she just stopped there, right there.
Yep.
I was watching the All In podcast, and there the debate was different. The debate was that, like, let's say if she has paused, and let's say they have trained it on YouTube and publicly available data. Like, as long as the data is publicly available, like, why is OpenAI hiding it? Like, because it is publicly available, it is on YouTube, and if as a human I can learn from it, so can an AI.
Yeah.
So why is a license required for that? Or I don't know the technicalities. Like, is it even a problem if I train my AI on the YouTube data?
I guess the problem is because you're using the data or the videos from YouTube for commercial gains. If
Yes.
this was an if this was like Creative Commons license
A
or
project.
maybe an open source project, that
Yeah.
then it might have been not been a problem. But because it's a commercial product and you're using content published on some other platform for your benefit, then that becomes a problem. Yes.
So right now, when OpenAI is trained on text, probably from Google, then do have they taken a license from Google?
If you haven't heard of it, Wall Street Journal, I guess, has already put or maybe the New York Times has put
Yes.
a suit over OpenAI because a lot of training has happened on their content, which is not like available for public use,
License.
right? So I guess as more things get unearthed, there will be a lot of public suits being filed over OpenAI because of like them you being using all of this private data, which is of course publicly available, but then it's not for commercial use.
But
But you can untrain it now. Yeah.
anyway,
So so what?
the genie is out of the bottle now. So
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
that's that. Yeah.
definitely yes. Yeah. So there's a
So are you saying that other LLMs,
uh,
which is also a new thing that we'll discuss, another Claude 3. So those guys have taken licenses from all the public sources.
I think, for example, Reddit supplied all of that data to Microsoft, right? That was
Right.
something that came out. So there was a deal between them. Of course, Reddit has a lot of natural conversations about every topic, and most of them are very genuine in nature. And
Hmm.
getting that data for Microsoft to train any kind of model they are working on is like very beneficial. But of course, it was a commercial deal between them, so that's not a problem. It might be a problem for me as a Reddit user because I do not want my data to be used to for training or anything commercially. But
Wait,
because
Reddit had a agreement with Google, right?
oh, maybe Google,
Recently.
yes, yeah, yeah,
This was the recent news, right? The $60
yes,
million
yes,
dollar
yes, yes,
contract.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that was with Gemini. Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway,
So
like OpenAI has trained it on everything that was available. Like
yeah,
again, Reddit is all data on Reddit is also publicly available. You can't use it for commercial use. Like you will be violating Reddit's policies, I'm sure. But
yes,
anyway, I think OpenAI has
But
done
the
it.
CEO of OpenAI is the single largest shareholder, I think, private of Reddit, Sam
Yeah,
Altman.
he has
yeah,
There's a
8.7
conspiracy.
or something
Yeah,
percentage.
yeah, so interesting. But I was seeing this, and in all in, like someone showed that like if you open your chat GPT and there's a voice option and you press it and don't say anything and press it back, it will show a message that thanks for watching. Now they have
Is
corrected
it?
it, but this was true. Yeah, it was true 2 days ago,
Okay. Can we
and
do?
we'll try to
Acha,
catch.
is it fixed
We'll,
now?
it was fixed
Ah,
in the
okay.
morning when I checked. But last night it was still happening. So
okay,
I
Hmm.
think this saw because it's all in and Chamath said it, so it is a big thing. So they saw it and then they fixed it very fast. But we still have that clip. But all in podcast, we'll
Nice.
try to add it over here as well. If you
mm,
do that, so it said so it was because so they asked the data scientist what is happening. So he said because it is trained on YouTube, so if there's a long period of silence and something stops, so it thinks that a video has stopped, and therefore it shows thanks for watching. So that's how the AI was trained.
yeah, 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 cool.
Yeah. Anyway, what's the next thing? Let's talk about Claude 3. It's something
I
else
guess
which is
before
exciting.
before we venture into Claude 3, let's talk about more controversies that are happening. You guys must have heard of the
Of course,
OpenAI
there's
and Elon
OpenAI
Musk
was,
thing, right?
yeah.
Yeah. What's your view on that? Like, Asurul or Anmol, can one of you just summarize it for our viewers? Like, what's
I'll
going
I'll
on there?
I'll let Anmol handle this question.
Okay.
So basically, the initial idea of OpenAI was to be a non-profit organization and to get AI into the world without having a commercial aim in mind, right? And probably that's why, like, what's out based on what's out there, the information that's out there, based on this thesis that it will be not for profit and for the benefit of humanity, Elon Musk got into it. But then eventually, for whatever reasons, they have now become like the aim is now to be profitable because of, let's say, shareholders or their own reasons. Like, we don't know that, right? So now that's the base of the controversy. Anything to add,
Yeah.
Surur here?
Yeah. I'll add over here a bit.
Yeah.
So the idea is that when OpenAI was formed, Elon Musk played a pivotal role in
Hmm.
making the company, naming the company,
Yep.
initially funding the company, but he funded it with the intent that it will always be a non-profit
Yes.
and he will support it. And he said that initially he was thinking of raising around $100 million
Yes.
as a non-profit, but he said let's go for $1 billion because otherwise Microsoft and Google will end up controlling the world and we will not have any
Chance.
like even a chance of beating them. So he said I am going to fund whatever the amount is left, but let's try to at least make it a big ambition. And let's run it as non-profit and let's try to create something good for the world or whatever his reason was. And he was also instrumental in building the lead scientist from Google to Microsoft,
Yeah.
so to OpenAI,
Yeah.
and a lot of other core team players.
Right.
Now, after that, whatever happened, whatever the conversations are, Surul will dwell on it later about what happened. But now the contention is whatever the banter is happening. But the thing is, if I am an investor and I invested in a company considering that it was a non-profit, tomorrow it opens a subsidiary and operates for profit, and its non-profit funds that subsidiary.
Hmm.
And that for-profit subsidiary starts increasing its share value and raising every round of funding, and ultimately some people start benefiting from this.
Yeah.
So it talks about the tax implications because as a non-profit, you are privy to a uh, lot of subsidies, or you get a lot of rebates
Grants and
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
because grants or everything. So
Yes.
now, retrospectively, since you had not operated or paid your taxes as a profit agency, and suddenly now when you are for profit and you are increasing, and of course it's a valuable company now. No one, like all this said and done, no one is taking away from the fact that OpenAI is creating something very valuable.
Hmm.
So now that it will definitely raise more money and increase values and all,
Hmm.
the profit that is accruing and now accruing in the hands of a few people,
Hmm.
and those people started it as a non-profit.
Hmm.
In fact, just like I don't know like how technical this is, but as far as I know, Sam Altman does not have any shares in OpenAI as a director or a co-founder. He is given back in money and in ESOPs or something like that. So even that structure is very complicated right now. So there are multiple issues happening with regard to the structuring of the organization. And for
Hmm.
any investor who invested in a non-profit, this now becomes a loophole, and anyone can in future leverage it
Yes.
and say that I am starting a non-profit and tomorrow just convert into a profit and just get away with it. So now the
Yes.
government, the IRS, everyone is trying to get involved, and I think OpenAI has a lot of cases against them in the court. If New York Times is also going on now, I mean, this is what I know. Sarur, you want to add on that?
No, absolutely, you summed up pretty well. The problem started when Elon Musk wanted OpenAI to become a part of Tesla because, as you said, that he wanted that there will be nothing done with just 100 million. We need to aim $1 billion in funding to be able to compete with DeepMind, which is the organization under
Yes.
Google who works on their AI and all of the Gemini products and everything. So, but I guess the other part of the team had some resistance on being part of Tesla. And Elon Musk's counter was that the only chance of getting $1 billion for a non-profit is through being part of Tesla because Tesla was growing at an exponential pace at that moment.
Mm,
But I guess
yes.
they did, and he wanted a controlling seat at the table, Elon Musk, and probably that was the rift that made Elon Musk to leave OpenAI and them like Sam Altman, Ilya, and other people to start raising funds from other people. For example, from Vinod Khosla from Khosla Ventures, right? He's one of the leading investors in OpenAI. And there's a huge, like, big thread that he has written on Twitter as an answer to whatever counters in the suit that
Mm.
Elon Musk has filed, right? And one of the things that Vinod Khosla said that would, because Elon Musk has been promoting like it should be open, it should be open. The name was OpenAI. We should rename it to Closed AI or something like that
Yeah,
in the
and he
fundamental.
said that if you rename it to Closed AI, he'll drop the suit, and I think he
Yes,
may just do that.
right. So Vinod Khosla was saying that now you have Grok AI, right? Would you open source it because you've been putting a lot of funds into it in creating it? You got the big talent team from across the world to work on Grok. And then Elon Musk, just after maybe like a few days, he tweeted that he's open sourcing Grok. So probably you can just not compete with Elon Musk in terms of the banter because he'll always beat you at it. So, so this is a big thread. If anyone wants to like have a go through it, Vinod Khosla has tried to answer and counter every point of Elon Musk on this thread. Um, some of this is very informational in nature as well. If somebody is interested in this space, you will get a very good insight on what actually went into it and how the current state
Also,
is.
one thing, just to add to what Surur is saying, OpenAI actually released the email, email
Email
chatter
thread, yeah.
between Elon Musk, yeah, email thread.
Yes, yes,
All said and done, like I also feel that this is OpenAI will has no, like why will a company release all the emails? So this is what OpenAI felt relevant. They have released
Yep.
that side of the email story. Having said that, they are very interesting reads, like just to see how these people communicate. Again, we'll try to attach it in the podcast itself, but if you just go through it, it's quite intriguing to read about the level and the vision these guys had of OpenAI back when these email chains were being exchanged, email threads were being written. So
So
very interesting that way as well.
one of the points that was quite interesting for me in that thread was uh like both the parties, like Elon Musk and Sam Altman, or Greg, who, like, all of them who were there in the thread, agreed on it that AI should be for the benefit of all of humanity, but should
Yes.
not the control should not be democratic. The control
Yes.
should be closed. So
Hmm.
all of them agreed on that, which was, I don't know, like, I right now I don't have an opinion on that, but it was quite interesting.
Right. Right. So
Nice,
that
nice.
is the kind of controversies that are happening in the world of AI at the moment.
Mm.
No, but a lesson from this is like if like probably one of the most smartest and most powerful people in the world are
Hmm.
fighting over the ownership of perhaps a technology which is still at a very nascent stage. I mean,
Hmm.
OpenAI GPT is still hallucinating. It is still so nascent, right?
Hmm.
Like it can do so much. Like I think the next thing they are aiming in a few years is AGI and all those. In fact, yesterday I saw a tweet by Elon Musk which said that AI will in 2029, any AI will become smarter than all the humans
Hmm.
combined.
Yes.
Yeah.
And currently, all the combined AI is still smarter than human beings
Than any
already.
single
Yeah.
human being. Yeah.
Than, than any single
Yeah.
human being, right? So all
Yes.
the AI models combined are smarter than any single human being. So the thing is, if these guys are fighting over something, a piece of technology like this, which is still so nascent, it means that how powerfully people are betting on it,
The
right? Like,
potential is
uh,
huge.
the potential is unimaginable, and I think we are also just scratching the surface. We'll go towards
Yep.
that, the products and the ideas in the end, but we are just on the tip of the iceberg, and the major iceberg is still there to be seen. Yeah.
And there was this demo, right? For example, I'll try to fetch it out. The demo that OpenAI has collaborated with some robotic lab, where
The
the robot was
humanoid
able,
demo. Yes.
yeah, the humanoid demo. That was really powerful. I was really blown away by that demo. Uh, uh, this is not the one.
I think on the screen, the Reddit is still, Vinod Khosla's banter is still open. Yeah.
So this is the company, I guess, Figure.ai. They actually worked with OpenAI, and it actually happened within
The
just two
screen is
weeks,
not
right?
visible. Surur, I
Surur, the
think that
screen is not
only Twitter
visible.
is visible. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me share.
That was quite fascinating, a demo, like if it can really do that.
I
Like,
was really blown away, to be honest, because
these are complex tasks.
yes, the humanoid was able to perceive everything in the vision and in the
Hmm.
space that he had access to, and was able to take corrective actions. And with some of the discussion that were happening on Twitter, people said that this integration was just done within 2 weeks. So Bigger AI was already developing the humanoid for a very long time, but the integration with the OpenAI was just happened within 2 weeks. So this is what they
Oh,
were able to achieve within 2 weeks. So really mind blowing, to be honest.
just give it more
Ah,
time.
and the time is flying so fast. Like, I mean, it is 2 years. We are sitting in April, March. It's just been
It's
two
one
years
and a
since
half years. Yeah.
1.5 years, right? So, I mean, look at what's happening. Crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
Moving on. What else? What else do you want to discuss? Claude
Devin,
now?
of course. Or
Let's start with Claude and
cups
then go to Devin.
and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great. Can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Yep, yep. Hmm.
Hmm.
The essence of being so natural, right? That was the most powerful thing in all of that demo. So it was so naturally speaking and so naturally behaving just like a human being would do.
But that's scary also.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So
It
this
is.
also, I think Musk only tweeted yesterday or day before that uh, on a hypothesis, if you tell the AI to do diversity and inclusion, it might just like to raise the ratio of DNI. It might just
Hmm.
start killing people also to raise the ratio of DNI. So that's the scary part or the dark side.
Hmm.
Anyway, have you guys tried this Claude 3 which just came
I
out?
haven't. I haven't.
I
Surur,
did like, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I also didn't get a chance. Like I know everybody is talking about it and it has beaten.
Before that, I have a technical question.
Mhm.
Like, how do you measure the efficacy of a new AI model? Like, what is the benchmarks? Like, I can see this. So, if someone can explain it to our viewers also, like, how do we actually evaluate what is the strength of my AI model?
So, like the LLM models are evaluated on different matrices, right? But one of the core matrices is how efficiently the model is able to understand a mathematical problem and being able to solve it, because that's the core of everything underlying it. It's the core of science and everything that happens in the real world. So the math problem solving, as you can see on the screen, uh, Claude 3, which is named as Opus, has 60.1% of, I guess, the efficacy in zero shot, wherein GPT-4 with the four shot training has 52.9%.
What
So
do you mean
it's
by zero shot? Zero shot and four
so
shot. What do you
Basically,
zero
mean by?
shot, yeah,
examples.
yeah, examples. So by giving four examples of a certain problem, GPT-4 was able
Ah,
to solve similar problems like 52.9% of the times. But Claude 3 was able to solve without any examples, he was able to solve the problem 60.1% of the times.
so zero shot means in the first attempt itself, if I'm
Yes,
Without
correct.
any
without
examples.
any example or without any additional training, you can say.
Like there's
Ah,
only
okay.
one prompt in both cases, but in four short case,
Yes.
you give the prompt plus four examples of what I'm giving you or what
Yeah.
output do I
So you
expect.
give the problem straight to the a short is, for example, you give a problem and you give the answer. So the AI understands, okay, this is the problem, this is the answer. So that it also
Got
tries to interpret the problem that you're given in the same way.
Yep.
it.
Then the
Got it.
second is, of course, the reasoning over text. And the third is, of course, the very normal is the code, how efficiently the model is able to generate programmable code or like actual working code. So from what I have heard from the developer community on Twitter until now, that Claude 3 by far is the best for generating code and beats like any GPT-4 hands down for generating or like solving any programmable problem. So yeah, that's what I've heard. I haven't tried it yet, but yes, this is what I've been hearing.
Yep. We should.
Interesting. We will. We will.
So
Nice.
really promising. A lot of I've also heard that a lot of influential people in the AI space have moved from their GPT-4 subscription to Claude 3, which is a huge thing in
Oh,
the
wow. Is
right.
it? And is
Yes,
Claude 3 cheaper?
But Opus is not available in API right now, right? I think it's only till Haiku which is available.
I think so. Yes,
Yes.
but they have
But
already
soon.
like it's available on the interface, the chat
Hmm.
interface, I think.
Yes, yes, yes.
And is the pricing cheaper than GPT?
I'm not sure. I haven't said. Let's try and see if it is.
What an interesting time to be alive, though.
So Claude is free to use with usage limitations. You can access more features and unlock more usage by upgrading to Claude Pro for $20.
Same.
Same, same pricing.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So this is what they have at the moment. And I've seen a lot of many influential people moving away from and tweeting about it, that I have moved my subscription from GPT-4 to Claude 3 for my daily use. Some notable names. So that's a huge plus for Anthropic, and that's a huge boost for the community as well,
Right.
this industry as well, because now there is a very healthy competition happening in between two big companies on two
Well,
sides
we
for the
will
lead
also try it.
position.
We'll also try it. Yeah.
Yep, yep. And people were also tweeting about that, a lot of problems that they were not being able to solve in a productized way through ChatGPT and their API. Now those problems are open to be solved with Claude, because it has wider range of understanding and also reasoning.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Nice.
Interesting. Which brings us to our next topic, I believe. Anything else to discuss in Claude, or should we move on?
No, we'll try
I
it out
guess the
and
thing,
we'll give the verdict
yeah,
in the next
Yeah,
podcast, I
we'll
guess.
do it. Yeah, I think one good podcast is also trying multiple AI models simultaneously and seeing and checking on daily use cases.
So
maybe
I
what we
think
basically
we
can
should do
do,
that.
benchmarking from our end also.
we can make a like a really, take a really hard problem and give it to every LLM in the same way and see what results we get. That would be the best
Yes.
way
Or
to
a
go.
really stupid problem and then see what happens.
Yeah.
Any of the two, yes.
But one thing is that I was reading this article and I shared with Anmol also. It is the evolution of use cases of AI as well. So from AI, which is acting and assisting you, now to an AI which is working like a proper virtual worker or an agent in enabling you to complete the task that you wanted to complete. That has been broadly the theme of from the start of this year till now, and it is just picking up again. Service agents of AI or AI agents, as we call them, and this comes from the fact that I was reading a tweet by Vaibhav, who is a VC at Better Capital,
Hmm.
and it was a really powerful tweet that humans always wanted to get things done. We gave them software because that was the best way till then. But now you actually have something which can do that task for you.
Hmm.
And what it can lead to, what it can become, like now we also saw that demo of AGI. So it is very powerful thing. And one such, I think, a milestone was Devin this week, which was launched by what was the name of the company? Cognition. So I think it is an AI agent which writes code for you, executes it, finds bugs, and kind of does a job of a coder. And coding is not an easy skill. Like if someone asked me to become a coder, it is not something I can just study for 2 hours and execute, right? It
Yeah,
requires analytics, it requires expertise. So now it is a complicated skill which an AI agent can do. So
yeah,
this opens a lot of gateways, and I mean, what are your like? I think it's a big milestone for AI agents in as a field because I think we needed an AI agent in a very hard area to just set that benchmark because once that happens, the small agents will automatically come, and coding is a very hard area. So what are your thoughts on that? Yeah.
my first impressions were that Cognition Labs has, I guess, taken first of the many steps that are required to be able to build an autonomous kind of a software engineer for you or for anyone to use and build things. Uh, the way that they have tried to solve this is the most unique and the most correct way I've ever saw in any of all of the previous co-pilots and everything that were there. They were more of a helping hand to the existing software engineer, right? For example, they would auto-complete the code, they would write test cases by reading the code, or
They
maybe
were
they will,
QA testers. Yeah.
yes, they will auto-correct it, or maybe they will improvise the code, all of that aspect, right? But to be able to like write a piece of software or write a piece of app from scratch requires a lot of different things. It requires you to have platform access. It requires you to have web access to be able to see what modules you can use. And it requires you to have an ID, of course, the basic requirement it is, right? And the cognition labs has been able to put all of these three things together in this Devin. And the Devin has access to a platform. It has access to a CLI where it can execute commands, do all of the sort of things that we do in our normal day-to-day execution. It has access to a web browser where you can like probably go to Stack Overflow or anywhere you can just search for a problem, documentation, and everything. So, like from a holistic view, I think this is the most correct way of doing it. But again, this is just the first step. I saw a lot of buzz happening on social media since the demo was
It went
launched,
viral.
and people were like going berserk. The newcomers in the industry, people were still studying engineering, or maybe they're taking a boot camp or a course, or maybe trying to get into the software industry. They were like all blown away, and they were like, would we get any jobs, because we are not, we still 2 or 3 years in to complete our graduation, or maybe a post graduation or something. And they saw something like this and think like, would our entry level jobs be extinct? What will we do? What kind of jobs would we get? So there was a lot of buzz. There were a lot of questions floating around on the internet, and a lot of influencers being techie people who are answering them and in their opinions, sharing their opinions. I honestly think that it is first of the many steps, as I said. It will evolve over time. It will get better. I tried to use it on one of the code bases that we are internally building on our product, right? And I asked it a few questions. It was not able to answer them with regards to the code. So it's still very early, but it has taken the right steps to move in a direction where you can have an autonomous robotic, or maybe an autonomous agent that would write code for you, or maybe write for a web app for you, or maybe write a Python script for you, or anything like that, and execute or solve a problem that you have. But on the contrary, I think still, even if it goes many folds and improves in the performance and understanding and reasoning of the code, I still think the smartest people would take advantage of this and build and solve bigger problems rather than thinking of being extinct. So that's my overview. Yeah.
So the rightly said, so the real problems are not software development.
Yep.
This is just a means to an end, right? The real problems might
Exactly.
be in climate or water. So we'll see those in the coming decade. It might be in this decade only or in the coming decade. So that is
So
what we want solved for humanity. Like this is
yes,
just a means,
yes,
and anyway, I believe it will be completely autonomous in the next like within 3 years if I'm being very conservative. So for
yes,
like by autonomous, I mean that if I don't know any coding, I've not been to any boot camp, I don't know the C of coding, right?
yes,
Still, I could just input what I want, and then that let's say that AI developer would do everything from step one to step last and just deploy the code and give me the website link that this is your website and this is now running. Now I
yes,
don't have to do anything. Now I have to do other things. Again, other things would also be automated, like marketing and sales, probably. But just from a software development point of view, probably it will just give me the website and it will say that this is done for you. And I
yeah,
didn't have to do anything. And then there will be tweaks, which again I will be telling that like the AI
yes,
developer to change. That no,
yes,
this is not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. So it will change it accordingly. Probably you won't need like the freshers who are studying right now. One thing is that you will get 50x more 50x more valuable or productive with this.
yes,
Now you
yes,
can think of more strategizing or what to do and why to do it rather than how to do it. The how will be taken care of.
yes. Like it will allow you to solve even harder problems. It will allow you to dive deeper into uh, the things that you were never able to think about because of how hard it was to even attempt those problems. So probably now humanity will come, or like software engineers will come to that space where they are able to like actually think beyond uh like just normal SaaS products, right? Or maybe start
Yep.
building really hard problems, maybe utilizing this to create their own LLM models, or maybe one step further than LLM. What's next with an LLM, right?
Yes.
So LLM is a technology. They, of course, it will evolve into something new. So LLMs are based on transformer model that was researched by DeepMind from Google. Somebody would present a better architecture going forward. How that will happen? With the use of the existing technologies that they have. Of course, getting to an LLM took approximately 10 years or maybe 20 years, or whatever the time frame was.
But getting
But
to the next best alternative will
Will
take
take
yes,
lesser
lesser.
time.
Yep.
yes, yes, that's the point.
So probably like not just developers, but everyone, us as founders also will be forced to think of better problems. Like right now, I see so many indie hackers making logo maker tools or
Yes,
small tools to create, to remove background, to generate text or images. Like
yep.
that's all already done. Like it's in the past. And
Hmm.
probably whatever we are thinking right now, which is not done, will also get done in the next 2 years or so. So
Hmm.
then these problems will not exist. Like I sent you guys something a day or two ago when I was watching that movie Jaane Bhi Do Yaro, right? So
Yeah.
it's based on, so there are photographers in that. They were clicking the photos, then developing it. There was a whole studio. You have to dip the photo, dry the photo. There's whole red light thing happening, right?
Hmm.
Now it does not exist. Like if we were in that era in 1975, probably we would also think of it as a problem, how I could improve it. But now that we are in 2024, I'm not think it's not a problem anymore. So probably 2 years hence, all these will
Hmm.
not be a problem, and we will be forced to think of what to solve next. And eventually, like humanity as a whole would get a lot better because we'll be
Hmm.
collectively thinking of the, maybe we are calling them hard problems right now because it's harder to reach that as of now. But at that time, we'll call them real problems instead of hard
Hmm.
problems, probably.
Hmm.
One more insight over here is what separates an indie hacker from a seed funded startup is some funding and the team, right? If tomorrow we have an AI agent which helps you in marketing, an AI agent which helps you in coding, if you can
Yeah.
assemble a team of 5 to 6 AI agents for half the price or even less the price, and these guys give you some work, then indie hackers can actually solve problems which a seed company can solve, right? Today, they don't have the team or the budget to solve harder problems, and that's why they try to create
Nikhil, maybe I think there's also a difference of intent. Like I see a lot of indie hackers only aiming for $5,000 a month or
because
$10,000 a month.
because they don't have a team to create a big
No,
SaaS
no, I'm
platform,
saying
right?
just not everybody wants to solve bigger problems.
Bigger
Maybe they
problems.
just want a better lifestyle. So that's also one intent that I have observed amongst the indie hacker community. Like
I guess
I've
because
also been there. Like we all of us combined have also been there. Like we want a better lifestyle, so we can build small tools, and so might
I
not
guess
focus on harder problems, right?
that that happens because that also happens because a lot of, up till now, it was easier to like earn money with these small tools, but going forward, because there will be too many of them, it will become
Hmm.
harder, and the community in itself would have to think towards harder problems to solve.
Maybe yes.
So yes, so I guess that will also change with time. And this particular thing also brings down uh, and allows me to recall the statement from Sam Altman, right? He said in the next 10 years, we'll start seeing a lot of many $1 billion companies, right?
Yes. 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 Yes.
So, and this is what he was pointing to. And this is just the first step, right? Imagine it being so autonomous, being able to replace maybe a 50-member developer team, right? Because this tool
Yeah,
is working
exactly.
24/7, right? A developer would have like emotional issues, like health issues, like they need vacations, all of that stuff, like humans. But this thing is working 24/7, 365 days for you. Imagine the level of productivity like an AI automated bot can do for you. So things that took huge amount of time and huge amount of money and people to build can always be built with like two or three agents working for you in a very small time. That's a
Yeah.
huge uptick.
That's true. But
Yeah.
then, what
Yeah.
will humans do? And yeah,
They will think about more harder problems, right? For example, climate issues, how to capture carbon, right? And how to solve for
no,
like
no. I mean,
water scarcity.
that's okay for founders, right? But uh, ratio-wise, we have a lot of people who are working as those team members we are talking about replacing. Like, doesn't give me any joy to discuss this, but like, it really
I
scares me
think
also.
I think there will be a time, I'm not sure this is very futuristic, there will be a time where the economical paradigm will also shift because this will
Mm,
have an effect on the economies at the end, right? If
yes,
there are 90% of the people are employable and employee at the moment, and if 90% of them lose their jobs, that's some problem that the governments would need to take care of, right?
yes.
So there will be some kind of economic reforms coming in when we achieve AGI, and it is available commonly to like most people. Then economic reforms would be the next thing that would happen.
Okay, okay. Tell me something. I know it's a little digression, but do you think if this happens, a lot of people are constantly losing jobs because a lot of big organizations don't need the human capital anymore because they can get it done from humans? Will
Yep.
the government step in? Like, I'm not talking about a particular country because that's very specific. Will the governments step in and take any action against the use of AI? For example, like in India, I don't know the reason, like I didn't dig deep enough when it happened, but they banned TikTok overnight, and TikTok
Hmm.
was widely used amongst the whole Indian audience.
Hmm.
So there must be something which was going wrong, right? That's why this
That was a data privacy concern also since it's a Chinese company. They did not
maybe.
just ban TikTok,
Yeah,
they
yeah, they
banned
banned
I think
51 other apps. Yes, yes.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
including TikTok. But let's say if the Indian people were also earning something or the other from that creator pool, or or let's say had the potential to earn a lot. So ultimately, it would have benefited the Indian audience, right? Or the people of India. But the government had to take some extreme step for
That
whatever
if it
reason.
comes to the national security of
Hmm.
data privacy or something like that, TikTok is still undergoing a case in the US as
In
well
US
with
as well,
regard to
yes,
this.
yes.
So I think it
But
depends on
anyway,
the
like from the AI
yeah.
perspective, if people are, what's your opinion? Again, these are just opinions right now, and we can just speculate. But what if
I think
people
from
start
a
losing jobs?
I think from a bigger perspective, I think capitalism uh,
Winning.
will change into something,
Yeah.
maybe a mix of socialism or something, but capitalism will not work in the once AGI takes over and has like very deep penetration because
And I also feel that there are levels. We are again thinking from a very small perspective, but if you divide the work in the society, there are multiple levels. So probably repetitive tasks which are manual and logical, they will first be taken away, right? Now the people who might lose those jobs might be of two kind. One might be some people now who realize that yes, now AI agents have taken my job, so they might do something else using those AI agents, and other people might upskill themselves. They need to.
hmm,
But then there still will be some very creatives, like we were discussing digital billboard CGI, right?
Yes,
They where emotional things are required, where something very, very from the soul is required. Some very, very manual tasks, like for example, physiotherapy or something where specialization is required, decades of specialization. Those will still remain. Like for I think this will become the first wave. Then going forward,
yep,
sooner, then probably AI will catch
of
up.
course,
But by
yes,
then,
yes.
the humanity will have time to skill up to some other, like I think it's evolution. like humans found a way to, survive and find something better for themselves. And then it will come back to that stage where humans will evolve and probably will find off. So probably it will be accepted that, like automated tasks, building a website, like an AI will do for me. Like
Hmm.
starting a company will become so easy. Maybe that you have an AI agent. It's like filing income tax today. Like you probably can do it yourself using a software. So it will become like that first. Acceptance will come and humans might find more problems. And I think it will increase the number of entrepreneurs, of course, in the world.
Yep. Yep.
Because now if someone is even half as smart, but does not have access to a team or resources and all, but if tomorrow with the advent of AI agents has access to those things and can just spend some money and get the stuff done. So the number of startups and number of problems identification will increase and it will, like you said, Anmol, it will take humanity forward definitely. I mean, it's a hopeful thing
So
as
basically,
long
we are
as
saying
I
that
was,
barriers will be removed. If today
yeah, yeah,
10% of the people have hands on the resources or the capital to do something that they want, and rest, let's say 20-30% want to but do not have access to those, or there are barriers of technology or capital or human or anything else, then those barriers will be removed. And then those additional 20-30 people will also become creators or builders or will think for the better of the world.
yes. And I was
Hmm,
thinking this the
nice.
other day that for so much time in the human history, like there are problems, like it will give time to actual human beings who care for people because still emotion is something
Yep.
that AI doesn't feel.
That
To now focus on problems that have been ignored. For example, climate, deep sea exploration, space. Like there are so many areas which, like, for
I
example, our
think
country has been independent for so long, and there are so many grassroots level problems. So I think it will give people time. Like time is something that can be bought. Yeah.
I think one of the major impacts of AI or AGI would be on poverty. I'm not sure
Yes.
how that will happen, but it will have a
hmm,
huge impact. That's my instinct.
I
Poverty
think
will be very less.
diminished. Okay.
I was
Yes.
hearing a podcast about a company which was doing some stem cell research using AI, and they have cracked a way of de-aging.
Hmm,
So now, probably in the next 50 years, we will see human life expectancy uh, to increase. Like it is increasing
Hmm.
with the rise of medical technology, right? So
Hmm.
probably if some breakthrough there happens with AI, probably humans have to be mentally prepared to live for 200 years. So there will
Hmm.
be a longer time frame for humans to even exist in the world and
Hmm.
then try new things. Right now, like we think we'll live by 70, 80, 90, maybe 100, but like
Hmm.
let's say the lifespan increases 2x, which is not impossible. Like if
Hmm.
you are using technology to do regenerations of your cells in your body. So the
Hmm.
idea is that maybe the speed of human evolution will also increase, and
Hmm.
and it will be increasing with the speed of AI evolution. So crazy
so
stuff happening.
so essentially we
Yeah.
have no idea where the world will be in 20 years.
No, no.
Hmm.
So how do we take
20
a
years is too long.
no, I am just taking a longer outlook because everyone keeps telling us as founders you have to take a like at least a decade long outlook, right?
Yeah,
But we have no idea what that
no, no.
decade would look like.
No, no.
Yes. Yes.
Here
Yes.
I thought about it deeply
Hmm.
I've been thinking about this deeply for the last few days. I believe the nature of solutions will change, but
Hmm.
problems
Hmm.
will still remain. For example, accounting was earlier maybe, or let's say printing, for example, or cameras, like you said. There is an inherent need of printing stuff or capturing photos, right? Someone invented a camera, someone changed the process, then digital came. Now we have probably very powerful cameras on our phones. Tomorrow,
Hmm.
VR will come. But the inherent need is still to capture moments, right? So the
Hmm.
thing is, accounting, I was reading about bookkeeping sector, about how it has evolved. Like
Hmm.
as long as companies come, they will be needing a system to understand their accounts. Earlier, it was done by humans, then it was done manual through PCs, then it was done on local servers, then now on cloud, then probably AI, then tomorrow AGI. but accounting will be the same,
Mm.
right? The inherent needs of managing my expenses and my revenues will always be there if there is a business that you are doing. So
Hmm.
inherent need to earn money, inherent need to be creative, inherent need to like someone or wear good clothes. The
Hmm.
inherent needs will be the same, but the way of solving it will evolve. So as long as you are building a business which solves for an inherent need and you are able to keep up, then probably like we were discussing about, I think we were discussing, there was a company which you were telling Anmol, which was in 1910, which
Yeah,
was
yeah,
into
yeah.
mergers and acquisitions,
Imperium
right?
Hmm.
something. Yeah.
Imperium. So they were earlier helping companies to do M&As manually. Then they made a software. Now they have made a virtual data room. Now AI-based virtual data room. So they are a 100-year plus company, but they have evolved with time. So I think because the inherent need of acquiring businesses will still remain. So that is one way to look at it, maybe. So problems
Okay.
have to be, I think we should not, as entrepreneurs, we should not run after the trending problems, but inherent problems because the problem solution will differ, but the problem will be the same.
No, no,
Yep.
problems also change. Like, uh, I don't think that's the right way to say it, that problems will be the same. Probably problems also evolve.
Problem, sorry, maybe the needs will
The
be the
needs
same.
will
The
be the
problem,
same, yes. The problems and the solutions will keep evolving. Yes. So,
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
okay.
the needs.
Community is one such problem, I think, that it will probably communicate. The inherent need of community or socializing is there in humans, right? It's more than money. Like, if I have money, but if I am sitting alone at home for 365 days a year, probably I will go mad. But if I'm
Yes.
poor, but I am in a community, like I have
Hmm.
$0 to my name, but I have a community, then probably I will survive.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
eventually, maybe if machines take over, then community, humans as a community will go stronger.
Yeah, I mean, this is also what the theory of evolution has taught. Like
Hmm.
earlier, people were separate, then they came in herds. Then wheel came because they wanted to make the
Hmm.
processes efficient. Then fire came, right? So humans have always strived for more efficient system, and AI is just one step in that. So
Yes.
whatever the needs are, whatever the problems we are facing, humans will always strive for the most efficient solution for that. So that
Hmm.
is the job of the founder to think that what can be the most efficient solution of this need based
Yep.
on the problems that might arise from it. And like if it's okay if you're solving for the next 2 years, but still you have to like look at Mark Zuckerberg. He's still on his toes, right? He still
Hmm.
keeps evolving and adding new stuff in
Yes.
Meta because he has to. If he was just running Facebook, it would have been dead by now. So
Yep.
Hmm.
I mean that's a lesson to be learned from him.
Hmm.
And
Oh, that's
it's
true.
a like yeah, I mean any big company, yeah.
Yes.
Right. So what, apart from Devlin, Surur, that you've seen agents do well?
Um, I guess Devin was the one hot thing that launched this week.
We can
In marketing,
yeah.
which AI agent do you think is the best? What do have we seen in the
The
past
marketing is
few
very
weeks?
broad in terms of like what in terms of marketing, like content writing.
Let's say content marketing. I know Jasper. I know, I think Right Sonic is the name.
Yes. So there are many,
Sales
many
also we can.
tools in these segments.
So let's
Probably
say
we can, yeah.
if I have a big marketing team versus if I have Jasper, like what is the delta and what is the savings I can do and how many people would I need in my
If you
team?
have a team of like, I would say if you
Let's
have a
say
team
10
of
people
10, if you have a team of 10 content writers working for you,
plus
maybe you are in
SEO.
the content
Content plus
business,
SEO,
right?
yes.
Content plus SEO. For example, let's say two
Mm,
SEO and eight content writers, right?
yes.
We can also
And if you
present on the
use
screen what Jasper is. Yeah.
and if you use a tool like Jasper or maybe any other tool, right? I think you can reduce your team size by at least 80%. You still need some human element because it's still not very 100% all the content. But yes, so you can reduce the team by 80%. That's my overview.
So I would need, let's say, one SEO guy and two content writers
Yes, exactly.
to just recheck the content, right? To fact check it.
Recheck the content, maybe repurpose something, maybe fact check it, all of that. Because AIs can
Hmm.
hallucinate, right? There are tools that have built plugins or integrations with Google search
Hmm.
or maybe other stuff. But the information that is available on the internet can also be wrong in many ways.
Yes.
So, so the fact checking needs to be done at the end by humans until and unless you have something that you can just totally 100% rely on for fact checking automatically.
Okay, let me ask you something. If you read an article on CBAM, which is a like new concept that's coming up in the sustainability sector,
Hmm.
and there are some facts mentioned in some art. You read five articles, there are random facts mentioned. How many times have you fact checked those articles? Before I'm talking about pre-GPT era. Did we go back and check the facts that were written in the article?
So
Do they mention like yeah?
probably if I'm reading a technical, like if I come from a technical background, if I'm reading a technical
Hmm.
article, right, then uh, most of the references are being sought from existing documents or research papers, right?
Okay.
That's how we can validate. And
Hmm.
the thesis in technicality, in technical writing, that thesis is always based on some underlying hypothesis, maybe, or maybe some kind of research that is being done, or maybe existing content over it that has been published by an experience or an experiment or something.
Hmm.
So technical writing is always covered with these aspects. Most
Okay.
of the general writing from, for example, in consulting domain, finance, and all of these, most of the writing is based on the research or maybe the surveys and the reports that have been published by leading agencies like Big Four, Deloitte, all of these companies, right? These are the bigger companies that actually publish reports. And if you're writing an article and if you refer a figure from a report published by Deloitte, the level of confidence on that figure increases manifolds. That's my assumption. Rather than just writing it and not giving a reference to it, that will make me a bit of uncomfortable. Okay, I don't know where that figure is coming from, right? If you have a source jargon attached to it, that many of the AI tools have now started doing, then the level of confidence increases and the quality of the content also increases. And Google also, I guess, amplifies that content because now
Yes.
whatever things that you're saying in that article, they are backed by certain researchers or documents published by leading publishers.
Okay. Let
And that's why I think external linking is very important because sometimes when I'm reading content and there is a fact or a figure,
hmm.
usually it is linked to something. So I right click and then I read it. It also depends on the intent. If I'm reading the content so profusely, it means I really want to know something about it. So I want to read more and more about it. So usually that's where an external link opens up or citations open up, and then you go there and you read more about it. So it increases the confidence as a reader. I think Surur is correct there.
But right
Yeah.
now, are we there yet, or like are these tools doing it, or is Chat? I know ChatGPT is not doing it, and it hallucinates like anything, and it produces like wrong facts with confidence. But are these SEO tools or
There are
content
many
writing
tools who are
agents
doing
doing it?
it. Many tools have started doing it, but I don't think that anything is 100% perfect at the moment. So you
Hmm.
still
So
need at
you
least
need a
one or two
human touch.
persons. Yes, you need someone to review it at least. Like you need an editor.
Okay, so coming back to the difference, if I had a 10% content team versus if I have Jasper or Write Sonic, and now I'm producing content, what is the difference?
In the quality or the speed at
Anything,
which you're
like what's the
publishing.
difference for me? What are the factors I will consider
Like there are
for
different
taking an AI
parameters you will
agent?
have. There are different parameters that you will have to rank these
Uh,
on. One is the
Let's say
speed, I
for
think.
content marketing, what are the parameters I should have?
That depends on the objective. I
Like,
think
let's say I want to go all in for my blogs and SEO, for my content marketing, basically, which I was already doing with a 10% team.
Uh, Very difficult to say until unless you
It
have
depends,
done
like
that.
Surur said, if the aim is just brand awareness, or is the aim to create quality content so that I
Yes.
develop thought
Let's say my
authority.
aim is lead
So
generation.
then you need quality content, I
Okay.
believe, to make
So
thought
what you'll need
authority,
to
and it can be a
do,
mix. Yeah.
so I think what you'll need to do is before you make the plunge of firing your team and totally relying
No, no,
on
I'm
the
not
tool like
firing
Jasper.
anyone. Let me just put it out
I'm
there.
saying in
Okay.
so what you need to do is utilize tools like Jasper for certain period of times
Hmm.
and then just do a analysis of the content quality based on what the team has written and what Jasper is doing. If the content quality is approximately 80 and 90% the same, then you are very safe to fire the team because then you are getting like a lot of benefits by just using Jasper. If the quality is 80% of the same, right? Then you are getting it a lot cheaper because of course the AI solutions are cheaper than hiring a lot of like 10 people to write content. You get speed because AI can generate like hundreds of articles for you within weeks. The normal people won't be able to do that.
Hmm.
The third is you will be able to publish a lot more content and a lot more different topics without your area of expertise as well. So maybe you just need one
Right.
person, but it depends. You need to actually measure the quality of the content in whatever domain you are like publishing. That's my, if I was to do it, I would do
Hmm.
this. I would execute this way.
So, if the quality is the same, then the advantages I get is one, speed, second,
Cost,
scale, and third is
cost and
cost
scale.
reduction.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, got it. If,
And this is so I think a good way to look at this to take a step back for our viewers also and tell them, I mean, so the concept of AI agents is something they have understood now. But if we can just deep dive into how what what is that it does which is different from an LLM, and what is the process of making it, if one of you can summarize it for the viewers, and then maybe we can talk about the fields, like we have already touched software development and marketing. What are the other fields? But these are the fields where the outcome matters a lot. Like if it is
so
a wrong code, your website won't work. If it is a incorrect piece of content, it can lead to some other thing. But what are the areas where AI agents are just used for doing stuff, and probably the outcome is almost indistinguishable from that of a human? So we'll delve into that.
So
But before that, if
let
someone
me
can,
take everyone
yeah,
through a quick history lesson, and
yeah,
then Surur can take us through the technical details. So basically, uh, in 1990s, everything was done manually, or let's say before that, right? Then came software, where we
Hmm.
had software and we had to run it on very costly hardware. So if I had to run software, I
Hmm.
needed to have hardware also, then connection also, then implementation also, and then on that a software would be run. Plus, there would be humans who would be expert at running that software because everybody could not run that. So I need hardware plus software plus a human to
Hmm.
to do that job faster.
Hmm.
I don't know about cheaper right now. Then the next came SaaS. Someone came and said, I would provide software as a service, and then you don't need any hardware for to run that and to do that job. But still, a human was required to run that SaaS. Eventually, SaaS became easier,
Hmm.
and again, like we are saying right now, that developers are doing most of the work, and in the future, probably non-coders could also make use of the AI. So
Hmm.
eventually, SaaS also
Hmm.
became easier, and everybody could use SaaS. Like now we just say we are doing this, and we don't say that I'm using
Hmm.
this software or SaaS to do something.
Hmm.
Then now we have AI agents. So with SaaS and AI agents, the difference is SaaS made automated your task and made it easier for you to do it. Probably automated some of the workflows, but still a human was there to make decisions and to make the analysis. But
Hmm.
with AI agents, it can take the actions, it can do the analysis, it can understand the context. So that is what has changed. So with SaaS, you did not get the outcome. For getting the outcome, a human was required. But with AI agents, It's a full done for you service kind of a scheme or a thing, right?
Away.
Yeah, so now it can handle end to end a whole task. It's not just automation, it's also decision making, understanding the concept, and then taking the decisions based on dynamic factors, also, which earlier SaaS could not do. So now this is where we are standing, I believe. If there's anything to correct, you can do, but if not, then we can. Surur can probably elaborate on the technical details of how AI agents work.
No, I think in principle, this is what it is. The software industry has evolved from running on small floppy disks to CD-ROMs to cloud to what now we have AI agents that also do it for you rather than you doing all of that manually. So, so
Floppy
AI,
is a word I've heard after so long. I mean,
See, I
floppy.
was thinking of the same thing.
We'll ask Mrigan to add a photo of floppy on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So AI agents in principle are like assistants that do the work on your behalf by understanding the context and understanding what needs to be done. And it's an underlying it's simply an AI model, which maybe if its agent is enabled with vision, then it's an LM model or an AI model that understands what it sees. If it is a language-based agent, then it is an LL model which understands the language and the context and takes certain actions on it. So underlying base is, of course, the LLMs and the AI models, the vision models, the voice models that we have been seeing for a while now. And then they are trained for some specific tasks. So autonomous generalized AI agents are not available at the moment. There might be a few, but they are not very good. Autonomous generalized AI agents is what is AGI, right? That would, of course, be like we will see in the next couple of years, maybe. But now the AI agents that we see is they trained on certain aspects. For example, some of them are trained to maybe book a call for you. Some of them are trained to maybe scrape the internet for you. Maybe some of them are trained to monitor something for you like 24/7 and keep you updated about it. So all of these processes that humans or software engineers or people used to do manually every day or maybe every week, all of that work is being automated with the help of vision, language, and voice. All of these three aspects. So it's a multimodal, I would say, yeah.
So, for the sake of our audience, let me ask questions here. Like, if I
By
was
the
a
way, I'm just searching for floppy.ai, but I couldn't get it. I love the name floppy. Yeah.
so if I was a layman and I want to leverage a AI agent, right? Where do I start?
Like if you want to use AI agents.
Yes.
So there are a lot of products that are being built over it, right? In a very small essence, if you like from the very first principle view, even Chat GPT is kind of an AI agent,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes,
Because it does a lot of work for you. If you give it a task, it
Hmm.
will use internal plugins, it will search the web browser and do the work for you. Uh, it will not
I
take
believe the
certain,
first use case of an AI agent is
yes,
to make a personal assistant for me, to
yes,
research on my behalf or write stuff on my behalf. I think
So this is
that's
what
what
GPT
GPT works
can do.
for.
Okay, so as a
Yeah,
layman,
yeah.
I can start with GPT or Claude or like any
yes,
of the
yes,
models,
yes,
right?
Any other
And
platform. Yeah.
if whatever my requirement is getting done with GPT, then I don't need to look any further. Okay, so a lot of people,
yes, yes, for
like a lot of people will not require anything more than a GPT or Claude. Okay, now
yes.
if my work is not getting done with GPT, again let me take the example of SEO. If I want to get SEO done for my company, then now what's the next step? How do I proceed?
Then there are like specialized AI agents that are being built. Like there are a lot many. There's no one like uh, big king in this industry at the moment. Like this is the
Hmm.
biggest, the most perfect AI agent for SEO. There's nothing like that at this point of time. But there are many people doing it. So you'll have to go in and start searching and see what works for you,
Hmm.
what works the best, right? Because there's no research being done on this industry, like which AI agent is doing the work for you. but there are many that does. There are many AI agents who just go through your website and give you some inputs on how you can improve your technical SEO. Then there are AI agents who will, of course, write the content for you, like Jasper, Write Sonic, and there are many more, like Try Journalist and other stuff. So they will tell you like these are the keywords that your competitors are targeting these keywords. So you also need to write content on these and automate that pipeline for you.
So
So
this is this process will be same for sales also and for customer support also. Like the process you said is that I will have to go search for which AI is available for my use case, right?
yes, yes,
Is there a better search engine than Google to do this?
probably
Directories.
AI
directories could
directories is
be
one
AI
option.
directory is one of them, but I guess Google is the best option right now, in my opinion,
Okay.
because it will give you vast majority of results. It can give you blog posts that somebody has written on the topic. It can also directly give you the product itself if the product is really topping the charts, like Jasper. And yeah, so I guess Google is the one. I'm
I,
not able to
but
recall
but
anything.
on Google, I will not find the best product. I will find the product with the best SEO.
That can happen surely, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it will also
Okay,
give you
got
like
it. But
it's
I can reach the product which will solve my requirement. Okay.
yes, yes.
Let me go one step ahead and what's a problem that is not being solved right now? If I want video editing, but there are video editing softwares also right now. Okay, now if I want a couple of tasks done together, let's say I
Hmm.
want, let's say if I'm a indie hacker, okay, I'm a single man. I'm trying to start my company and I want a lot of things done which includes sales, tech, building the product, and customer support and marketing. These four aspects, let's say. Now,
Hmm.
do I go and hire individual AI agents or like subscribe to individual AI agents, or is there a better way to do that right now?
I don't think there is one single stop at the moment for AI agents. There are people who have been doing it, like
Hmm.
some products that we have also seen that YC has funded in this batch that are building AI agents for everything, like sales, marketing, and like
Hmm.
other stuff. But of course, none of them have published some very concrete products out there at the moment, to be honest. Uh, I guess to start with, still ChatGPT. Like go to GPT-4 if you have the plus subscription. There you can
Hmm.
now tag agents in between the simple chat. For example, go search Google for this article. Then you tag another
Hmm.
agent, which is an SEO agent, and ask that agent to like pick up the keywords. Then you tag another agent that same statement and say that write articles on this. So you are utilizing three different agents in a single
Hmm.
statement. So that's how you
Okay.
can club and utilize it. So this
So
is possible on
ChatGPT allows
GPT-4.
this right now.
GPT-4 allows it to combine like the output of one agent as the input of a different agent. That's what it is doing
Hmm.
as a chaining thing.
Is this a threat to the other companies who are building AI agents?
I don't think so because agents will evolve to be autonomous in the future. Maybe not generalized,
It's
but
like
really autonomous.
It's like SaaS only. It's like SaaS only. It is so specialized each. It's like there is no one SaaS for every SaaS, right? So
Yes.
it's like every function is so specialized that the more deep you want, there will be multiple SaaS, and those current incumbents either will make an AI agent or someone else will have to replace those current incumbents by making an AI agent.
Hmm.
But there are so many things which a company. Again, this is just from a point of view of a company, but there's so many things which have to be done, so there will be a specialization of each
Okay,
SaaS,
so
I
as a
believe.
one-person company, if I'm hiring or subscribing to four different agents, will I require four different people to run those or to monitor those, or would I be able to do that myself?
You know, you can do it
Depends on
yourself.
the output. No, it depends on the output of the agents also, like
Like, is it
how
very
accurate the
time
output.
intensive or till now, whatever we have seen, like whatever is the level of AI agents we have seen till now, is it very like, time intensive? Because that will define if I need more people to handle them. Or if there are
I
other
think many
factors.
of the agents that I have tried, they accomplish the work, like the ones that actually do it. There are a lot of many products out there that claim to do certain things, but they're not able to do it in the
Hmm.
most efficient way, right? But the agents, some agents that actually commit and do the stuff they're committing, they actually do it. So I don't have to worry
Hmm.
about it at the end. So they
Hmm.
accomplish the task, they give me the report, that's it. I don't have to worry about doing anything further on it unless I want to repeat the process for something else.
Hmm. So it depends basically if I can do it
Yes,
based on the
because
product that I'm using.
yeah, based on the product as well, based on the problem as well. If it is very complex, if there is no AI agent, for example, I want to make a rocket, right? There's no AI agent that can do it at the moment. Even if there was, no AI
There's
agent will
Elon
be able
Musk.
to physically, no AI agent will physically build a rocket for you, right? So it also depends on the problem you're trying to solve and what are the means to it at the moment.
Hmm, got it. What are the areas that we have seen AI agents come up in till now? Like there is marketing, we have seen sales, right? Calling automation, pre-sales automation, reach outs, we have seen.
Customer support.
Uh, can we
Customer
see, can
support,
we show the screen and see some of these, like in all areas?
calendar booking, all of these things, right? Uh,
Hmm.
Any area which is manual uh, and logical can have an AI agent, I believe.
Or then let's say for sales.
AI SDR,
What
OpenAI SDR.
let's see what people are saying. Redefining sales.
AISGR, this is
Yeah,
AI.
we spoke with I think Yuri, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is an
So
agent that automates
hmm.
your email campaigns and outreaches for outbound sales.
Yes. Yeah.
So
If I want to
hmm,
start sales, I don't have to hire a pre-sales person. It takes care of
It does
drafting.
prospecting as well, if
Hmm.
I'm correct.
yeah.
Open Eva also, Open Artisans. They have Eva, which is a sales agent for them. Artisans, yeah. Eva,
AVA, AVA.
AVA.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. It's
No.
A AVA.
Artis,
Artisans AI.
AVA. Oh,
Yeah, this is
yes.
yeah.
Okay. AVA. So is there a difference between AVA and AI SDR? They are both
I
doing the
don't think
same
so.
thing.
Yeah.
the
Okay.
only difference I can think is in terms of modality. So AISDR is email only, so that means only text, right?
Hmm.
If artisans or Eva has to differentiate from AISDR, it can only do it if it is AI voice enabled. Maybe they well, like this can call
AISDR is
the
also launching
They are
AI
also
calling.
getting into voice, right? Yeah, that I
Yeah.
think.
so that's the only differentiating factor I can think of, like voice and videos.
Okay, so see, these guys have done it. They have a sales rep, which is an AI agent, and they have named it also, so it makes it easier. Liam would take care of all the marketing. I think this is still in beta, yeah, and James is also still in beta. So I
Yep.
would hire a marketer, and it will take care of multi-channel campaigns. Okay, and for customer
You can
support
also
also. Okay,
you can also open customer support के लिए SOM, the healthcare AI
S
reception people.
SOMN
SOMM. I think Surur, your screen is
Somnap.
frozen. Uh, yeah, you only showed us. So
Somna.
that is also, yeah. They also have AI agents for their calling and appointment scheduling and all.
Yep.
So
So
I don't
these things
need
will
a
become more
receptionist
common.
anymore.
Yes,
Hmm?
kind of.
So this takes care of my reception basically, right? I don't need a
Yeah, it
person on
does.
my reception.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So you don't need a person on a call, like on a phone.
Yes.
But of
Call.
course, in
Yeah,
person, if
of
you are
course I
clearly
need a yeah, yeah, of course I need a face. Oh, by
yeah.
the way, no, I don't remember the name of the company. Now they have screens in offices instead of a receptionist. And like,
Okay,
no, I'm not kidding. So actually they have a face on the screen and which whoever person is walking in, they are speaking with them.
okay,
So there's no person. So we might be also moving towards that.
yep,
Of
yep.
course, that won't work in India, but probably in US it's it's on pilot.
Hmm.
Okay, so I don't need a receptionist also. Then I don't need a customer support. Do we have anything in customer support?
Mm,
Not at the moment because I think
I think
customer support
Can you
we
check
can't.
Poly
Poly
was
AI?
there.
Yeah.
Poly.
Poly was also mostly, I guess, outbound, right? No?
I think no. Poly covered a lot of different use cases, including hotels and restaurants. Poly AI, POLY. Yeah, yeah, this one. Solutions. Yeah, so they cover all these use cases, account management, billing, payment, and this is a
Customer
calling
service.
solution basically.
Answer every call and never miss a job.
Yeah, I mean, customer support, even today, like a lot of calls when I make, the initial thing is done by IVR and
Yep.
voice
Hmm.
recordings, right?
Hmm.
So, I mean, it is still there. Only if I am able, if they are not able to solve it, does my call go to an actual human?
Hmm.
But yeah, but it's the process very annoying. They ask me to press 15,000 buttons, and sometimes I forget, and then I have to start the process again.
Hmm.
Maybe that experience can be enhanced with AI, where I can just into a conversation and it can just guide me to the right person. So
Hmm.
that is a very important because currently IVR is happening. Now the question is, will the company which is providing an IVR, how soon are they able to adopt it, or if they are not, then someone is definitely going to replace them. Yeah.
Mm. By the way, I spoke to a friend of mine. She lives in Texas. So she was telling me she had to call the electricity department there, and she so she spoke with an AI only. And 2 months ago, when she called them, then there was a human taking care of it. But yesterday, when she called, so she spoke to an AI. Like, and her experience was brilliant, by the way. She did not have any complaints.
Yes.
The issue got resolved. Probably, like she said, it was a very complex issue after a point of time. So it transferred it to a human. But initially, whatever answers she needed were given by the AI. And those were not like an IVR sort of a thing.
Hmm.
Have
Hmm.
you ever tried calling the IRS? I
Oh,
think
it's
they
a
definitely
nightmare.
need an AI.
It's a
It's a
nightmare.
nightmare,
Yes.
and they definitely need an AI. They definitely need an AI. I will not say anything more on the public platform, but and I'm pretty sure there must be a lot of administrative services in a lot of countries, including India and US, where the customer support is not up to the mark because I
Yes.
mean AI is a very good use case in customer support. I mean, there is no
Hmm.
doubt about it.
Yep.
Now, tell me one thing. I
Hmm.
think that's where I think we'll probably end this podcast with this one question and one thought, maybe,
Hmm.
if you guys are okay. Otherwise, we can keep going on. The idea is what will separate a good AI agent from a bad AI agent? And if I'm a founder or if I'm a person trying to build an AI agent, what are the things I should keep in mind? How can my AI agent have a differentiation than anyone else?
So one is at
Oh.
minimum it should perform equal to what a human is doing right now if it wants to like get the job done. That's the
Hmm.
Hmm.
minimum quality bar that is required for the AI agent to take over. Like
Yes, I
it's
agree.
okay to have a little bit of difference because of course humans will have an edge
Hmm.
all the time.
For now.
Yes, but overall I think it's the quality is important and like the comparison is important.
Hmm.
Apart from that, hmm.
So that will
Hmm.
come from the training of the AI agent, right? The training data set.
Yeah,
The
probably
training, the
the
underlying AI
fine
model you're
tuning.
using, like the lot of aspects.
Yeah, so for example, companies who rely on only Claude or only OpenAI for their product would be behind those companies who are using a mix of all the LLM models of OpenAI, Llama, Claude, or Mistral, because they will
Hmm.
have more diverse outputs and probably better if the model is trained well than those who are relying on only one, because each LLM has their own barriers or limitations.
All right. But I guess the primary thing is if you are able to, as Anmol said, you have to be at least as better as the person who was actually doing the job previously. And if you're not, then nobody will replace you because nobody wants their customers' experience to go down, even if they are saving like a few $100, $1,000 over it.
Hmm.
Because that's
Hmm.
an expenditure that they are already doing. If you can replace that person with the same level of experience for their customers, then they would be happy to replace that and save the cost, but not at the expense of lowering the customer value or the experience.
I agree.
So the
I agree.
outcome matters the most here, right?
Yes.
What
Doesn't
outcome you are
matter
getting, the
what you're doing
benchmarking
at
of
the
the
back end.
outcome. Hmm.
What you're doing at the back end can matter for you as a company. Like maybe some other competitor would come in and replace you because
Hmm.
you don't have an expertise or you don't have a moat behind your product. That's a
Hmm.
different ballgame altogether. But for someone who's trying to replace some manual work with an AI agent, I think it should just do the work as good as a human was doing it.
Hmm. Getting the results is paramount. Okay.
Yes.
And the advantages that I'll get is cost advantage and speed, probably.
Cost advantage, speed, availability, all of that stuff. Because humans, of course, they have their downsides. So, but AI agent will not be, of course, if the data center goes down or the cloud infrastructure goes down, then it will go down. But other than that, the AI agent doesn't need a holiday for anything.
I just remembered
I mean,
us
yeah.
discussing the holiday calendar with the team the other day.
But I came to this conclusion that I think it's a good way to look at it like an intern. Because while you were explaining, I was just thinking that this is the same thing I do in an intern. Like, you cannot make the major decision making on an intern. You have to be very precise with what you want to do,
Hmm.
and then an intern gets the work done for you, right? So
Hmm.
I think that is
Hmm.
till the time the outcome does not match the human standards. That's a good way to look at an AI agent like an intern. I think an intern is a good use case also of
So
an AI
for
agent. Like
now,
you can
until the AI agent is experienced enough or is trained enough, till now, so our verdict will be that an AI agent is at par with a very smart intern.
Hmm.
yes,
Okay,
who does
nice.
not take holidays. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And
got
that's a
it.
good feat, like considering it's just one and a
Yep.
half and 2 years of
Yes,
AI
yes,
in the world.
yes.
Yeah. Imagine in next 2 years it can what can it do? Like if it can do the work of a full-time employee, I mean that then it can really do wonders. So maybe on one more part of this podcast, we can then deep dive into the different use cases. Or do you guys want to do it right now, or should we do it in the later second
I
part?
guess this one is already 1.5 hours long, so probably will give
Yeah, that's
the
why.
audience a
Oh,
break.
is it? Is it 1.5 hours already? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's already
yeah.
been
Nice.
1 hour 28 minutes.
So therefore, I think we can break it down into two parts. In the next part, we can discuss about the different industries, the use cases, and how to evaluate an AI agent before actually starting to make it. And in case you guys have something interesting or
Hmm.
an interesting use case of an AI agent,
Yeah.
or if you want us to talk about an AI agent, please drop them in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, like, share the content that we make, and give us feedback. And Surur, Anmol, you would like to end or say something? Yeah.
Mm, all I can say is, yeah, please like the channel and subscribe. We take a lot of effort in doing this. We do a lot of research. We keep ourselves updated, and because we're also building a lot of stuff in this domain, we try to share our expertise and information that we have gathered with that experience. So please, we are trying very hard to build this community in India and across the world, and to have like-minded people join us. And so, yeah, please subscribe and look forward to for the next podcast.
Also,
And more,
if we are covering AI agents for the next podcast, in case any of you have any founders who you would want insights from this industry, we'll be happy to reach out to them and get them to the podcast. So
Yes,
put them in the
yes,
comments.
yep,
yes, definitely, definitely.
Yep.
Okay,
So let's
so
meet soon again next week. Yeah.
yeah, sounds good.
okay, okay.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Bye bye,
Bye.
guys. Thanks.
Bye
Bye.
bye.